Hi there, I'm Ari. Welcome to my workshop where over the next series of videos I intend on taking you through the trials, tribulations, and hopefully eventual triumph of a wooden boat build. I have decided after 2 years of thinking about this and a whole heck of a lot of late nights messing around, checking out other designers' boats, I've decided to build a 24-foot Garvey, i.e. a John boat with high gunnels, bow and transom, so very capable of dealing with larger water than your traditional small John boat skiff. It's a 24-foot Garvey called the Puchie Special. That's its model name, not the name of the boat that I've given to it after building it. By a gentleman by the name of Jeff Spira, or Spira, I don't know how to pronounce his name, of spirainternational.com. His website's well worth checking out, not just for boat designs, although I love his designs, but there is just a treasure trove, a wealth of information for people considering this process. And I've purchased the books from Glenn White of Glen L. Boats. I have books and books and books from the Wooden Boat Shop on the East Coast, but I've settled on Jeff's design, and I've corresponded with him a fair amount via email. So, Jeff, I know a lot of your customers say that they're going to shoot boat videos, and few follow through. Well, here's number one in my series of videos showing that I actually do plan on documenting this. For you, the viewer, apparently one of the most common questions boat designers or firms who sell boat designs receive from people who are considering buying boats, or building boats rather, is how much time will it take and how much does it cost? And of course, most of those designers respond, well, I don't know the local prices, and it depends how much time and what your skill set is. It's very hard for them to gauge. So below this video in the show notes on YouTube, you'll see links to some Google documents where I've given all viewers ability to view, albeit not edit, the documents. One will be a time log and sort of an activities log, giving you dates, times, closely estimated. Obviously I don't keep a log here minute by minute in the workshop as if I were a lawyer. And there's also a spreadsheet tracking all my expenditures. In the next video, when I take you on a tour of my workshop, you'll see that I have a whole bunch of tools, adhesives, abrasives, all those things that go into a boat build. I already have in stock since my wife and I have a fixer-upper farmhouse whose foundation goes back to 1884. So I'm not going to track every cent. I'm going to assume that you, the viewer, has some skills, has some tools, some access. But it will give you an idea. I'm shooting this video, and the reason I'm wearing this bandana is it's a very hot day in August of 2016 here in central Wisconsin. So I'll be tracking local prices, and you can extrapolate from that data set what you will. Briefly, I want to talk about why I'm building this boat in particular. You'll see some B-roll of the Wisconsin River. I'll probably tack it on at the end of this video. I don't think I'm going to get funky with voiceovers and editing it straight in here. I'm just trying to do a one-take shot here in my workshop. But the B-roll of the Wisconsin River will show you that my normal boating waters are very large and very powerful, albeit normally fairly placid. But heavy rip currents underneath, steep drop-offs, and a bunch of sandbars, which you'll see in the video. And the sandbars are wonderful. People beach their boats on them, they have picnics, barbecues, campouts overnight. The idea behind this Garvey boat is that there are pictures out there of guys who've adapted the bow, i.e. the forward part of the boat, on a normal sailboat or powered boat. You would be used to seeing it in sort of a pointed configuration. On John boats, they normally have a flat bow that tries to push through the water like this, but on these Garveys that Jeff Spira has designed, there are guys who have built it where the bow actually comes in three parts, and the center part drops down like a ramp. You've seen pictures of beach landings in Normandy by the Marines coming off of drop-down, roll-on, roll-off ships. That's sort of the concept here, is that if I build this boat, I can take little kids and senior citizens out on the river on these sandbars and give them very, very easy access to the boat. It's also exceptionally large and stable, has an amazing carrying capacity. I believe it's rated for 6,000 pounds according to the plans. And it has fairly non-complex construction. There aren't a lot of curves as if we had a pointed prow. Now, with plywood boat building, dealing with those curves is much easier than in many other build materials, but I've never taken on a 24-foot boat project, so I was going for easy and serves my needs and purposes. So that's why I chose this design. And as to taking on a project this large, well, I've done a fixer-upper farmhouse, and I love puttering around in my workshop. There are a couple of websites that I've gone back to again and again and again in my 2 years of research for this. So in no particular order, I'll be at the first one. The granddaddy of them all, Roy Underhill from the Woodwrights shop. I don't know how many decades. The guy's been on PBS for maybe 30 years, doing the most amazing artisanal as well as artistic as well as craftsman-like woodworking with no power tools. Talk about the consummate educator and showman and professional and generous with his time and responsive to his viewers. Roy Underhill was a seminal sort of body of content, video, audio, and written plans in my entirely self-taught woodworking. Mark Vickers, please search his name on YouTube, Mark Vickers, and the Albion Boat Build, A-L-B-I-O-N. I believe he's across Lake Michigan from me in Michigan. I believe he's in construction, probably has skills that I don't have, but his series of videos of his boat build really kind of gave me clarity and confidence that, well, I could figure it out, and that this is a guy who makes some things look easy that will be difficult for me, but basically said, hey, he can do it, I can do it, and thank you, Mark. You gave me a lot of confidence. Norm Abrams from the New Yankee Workshop gave me a love of the artistic side of woodworking. Mark, I'm not even going to try your last name, the Wood Whisperer, teaching me tips and tricks, and always seems to have a video with the content of the exact question in my mind. Hey, how do I do that? And sure enough, the Wood Whisperer has done a video on that. And he makes it very accessible and approachable, and I wish him and his wife and their kids all the best, and thanks, Mark. And then Ask Woodman and Very Super Cool Tools. I can only aspire to that gentleman's level of craftsmanship, but he's given me a lot of confidence and answered a lot of questions via video that really kind of said, okay, I can do this. So, enough of an intro on this. I assume 80% of you have skipped over the rest of this after watching the opening 20 seconds. Anyone who's still here, thank you very much. Next up is a quick shop tour, so join me as I walk you through my shop.